Hey, I'm Chris Velasco, a personal tech reporter at the Washington Post. And even though I've been covering this show, CES, for years, it still feels impossible to walk these halls and talk to people and feel like you've seen and experienced everything CES has to offer. So we're not even going to try. Instead, what we're going to offer is a first glimpse at some of the newest and strangest and most interesting things we've seen at the show so far. Hopefully they give you some sense of how your relationship with technology will change this year, but if nothing else, it should be a lot of fun. So I've got my backpack on, my comfy shoes. Let's go take a walk. You can always count on Samsung to bring some really interesting stuff to CES. And there have been a few standouts already. There is the world's first transparent micro LED wall, so basically a display that you can see right through, and something called music frames, which are speakers you can stick on your wall and double as art pieces. But maybe the weirdest and most interesting thing we saw this year was Bali, a AI-powered home robot with a projector that's meant to work as kind of a catch-all home assistant. Hey, buddy. It's Samsung's first attempt at a serious home companion robot. They say it's going to ship this year, and it's got a projector built in, so it can communicate with you, show you greetings, and even project stuff onto a wall. Samsung really looks at this as a catch-all home companion. So theoretically, you'll be able to use this as a secondary display for your PC, a remote telemedicine tool for people who are homebound, like seniors. Some of these features haven't been fully fleshed out yet, and in truth, there are some key details Samsung just hasn't worked through. Those details and other things like the price are kind of being worked out right now. So it's tough to say exactly how good of value this is, but between announcements like this and others we've seen from companies like LG, which announced its own AI agent robot this year, it feels like we're finally getting to the point where you maybe actually would want a little robo-companion tuning around your house. For the last few years at CES, I've seen a lot of these smart rings that track your steps and monitor your heart health to kind of give you a better sense of your own well-being. But this, the Lotus Ring from a startup called Lotus in California, is a little bit different. It's designed to give people with limited mobility, so veterans, the elderly, and even people who just want a touch of telekinesis in their lives, more control over their device without having to get up, which is nice, especially if they can't. There's a tiny IR blaster baked into the ring, and when you point it at devices like this, the Switch cover, well, kind of does exactly what you'd expect. The company plans to ship these later this year. You'll get the ring and a few of these switch covers, which work for the classic flat switches and those little toggles too, for about $299. There's going to be a power strip with a built-in IR receiver so you can control things like coffee makers and other appliances. And in time, the company hopes to be able to build a touch sensor into the ring. So not only will you be able to turn a TV on and off, you'll be able to control the channels and the volume too. If you needed any further proof that AI is the big theme at CES 2024, look no further than Flappy, the AI-powered cat door. Long story short, it uses the microchip inside the animal to determine whether or not it is in fact your animal and whether it should open, but it also refuses to open if the cat walks up to the door with prey in its mouth, because who wants a tiny mouse or a dead bird in the middle of all of your nice things? I certainly don't. So unfortunately, I've been told that I cannot strap on and try these, the squeals, these electric ski shoes, which is probably for the best. The top speed is 15 miles an hour, which sounds absolutely terrifying. But if you're cruising at a more reasonable 12 or so miles per hour, you can expect to get about 20 miles of range. Everything is controlled from this telescoping handle that also doubles as your controls. You've got your accelerate. It's accelerate. Oh, sorry. You can accelerate and access your brakes, and then once you're done and you're ready to kind of pack things up and go away, you telescope this thing, attach it to the wheels, and off you go.